Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. As always, I am James J. With me, my co-host, Coleco Yachts,
What is up, everyone? How y'all doing today?
and this is Wrestling with Entertainment. How are you this lovely Saturday evening, Coleco Yachts?
Doing great. Just found out Impact's in town, and they don't even send a brother an invite. I don't know what's up with that. What's up with that?
Yeah, you know what? You just told me like a couple seconds ago off air that they were in town, and I was like, shit. Why didn't I get an email?
I know, right? Like I had to find out, and through a little channel that I know that gives away free tickets. So that's why they'd be like, "Oh yeah, we got like 100 tickets," and I'm like, "Yo!" It would have been nice if like Impact actually like advertised the fact that they're going to be in the LA area.
Yeah, like exactly. What the fuck? I would have liked to seen Sammy Callahan and Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah, actually, I think the match is Sammy Callahan versus Willie Mack.
Oh shit, that's a really good match.
Yeah, that's a really good match. And Rich Swann is going against Michael Elgin. So
Oh, cool.
it's not a bad
Big Mike.
card. Like, that's what I'm like. Yeah, big boy.
Big Mike.
Boy.
All right.
Yeah, like, not a bad card. So I'm going to keep on the lookout because I know they're going to be here for a while. So you might have to make a trip. Might have to take a little trip.
Trip down to James J territory.
It's not like WWE got anything in LA right now.
Yeah, no, not until October anyway.
Facts.
All right, we starting the show off with some sad news, some bad news. Former NWA World Heavyweight Champion and Hall of Famer Harley Race passed away on Thursday. He was 76 years old, and he's been having some health issues as of late. And we lost the great this week, did we not?
I mean, couldn't have said it more better myself. He was a great. If you were an NWA guy, and especially being me, like from the South originally, Harley Race was one of those top Mount Rushmore of men in the NWA. You can make an argument he is one of the staples in the territory days. Along with and very underappreciated. I think he didn't get an appreciation for it because I think this generation they know who he is, but it's like, and I always say this with comes to generational. To us, World War II seems like a long time ago. Wrestling wise, to this generation, Harley Race probably seems like a long time ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyone who had an inkling knowledge of wrestling knows that Harley Race was the man in the NWA, 8-time NWA champion. Gone but never forgotten, man. It's always important for like you fans, man, when and that's myself included. Like if you get a chance to meet these people, man, it like take advantage and show them your appreciation while they're here because you never know when they're gone, man.
You're absolutely right, and I couldn't have said it better myself. Our deepest condolences, thoughts and prayers go out to Harley Race's family,
Yep.
and we shall move on now. We are wrestling with the James Report. We have some interesting news came out this week. AEW has announced at least 3 matches for their first TV show on TNT called Wednesday Night Dynamite. The first of the 3
Mm-hmm.
matches Cody Rhodes versus Sammy Guevara. I know I fucked up his last name, but what do you think of the match?
Uh, I guess I mean, I'm assuming it's a good matchup. People speak highly of the Sammy kid, and with Cody, I think he's at that point where he's more in the storyline wrestling and telling a story than actually having a spot fest. And I think that fits well for him because he's a great storyteller in the ring. It's not like I think he feels comfortable in that wheelhouse.
So, in terms of on Sammy's side, he's wrestling the president of the company, a pretty big deal at this point, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, this is kind of a so-and-so match, I suppose, for him. But I'm assuming he
Mm-hmm.
booked it.
Yeah, I mean, he's the booker, so he ain't got nobody else to get mad at, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I think it's just something where like they're trying to get out of that illusion of the three top guys trying to get all the titles and such. So I get it.
The second match announced is Kenny Omega and the Bucks, collectively known as the Elite, are taking on Chris Jericho and two mystery partners. This is probably going to be the main event, if I thought so. And if it's not, it should be.
I mean, yeah, it sounds like it. But it depends on who those two guys are. But I'm assuming they're gonna have to fill out the rest of it because I would assume, let's say, if they are doing their tournament, I would think, let's say, the tournament championship would be the main event. But we'll see how the format goes. I mean, they're going to be at the Capitol Arena in Washington D.C. So it's a lot of people that they're going to have. So I mean, I could see that being the main event, but I could also see them because to my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if they're doing are they starting the tournament there, or is it just going to be like, you know what I mean?
They haven't formally announced that they're doing tournament matches on this specific show, but they did announce that they're going to crown their women's champion on this show.
Wow. I mean, that's news. So I'm trying to figure out who's gonna be in the tournament. Whoa.
Well, I don't think the women it's a women's tournament. I think they're just going to put two girls together and see what happens.
Or they probably do like a gauntlet or some shit.
True.
That's all the rage nowadays.
And it's gonna be a 2 out of 3 falls gauntlet match. Damn it!
I know.
Gotta get through those commercial breaks.
Exactly, man. Don't want the people at home to lose the action.
Yeah. So, about just going back to the the Elite versus Jericho and the mystery opponents. My initial thoughts was maybe Lucha Bros.
True. But I would think this would be somebody where Jericho could inspire to make kind of like a faction thing. I could be wrong. Yeah, like a little, because you remember they had like the Alpha Club versus so and so. You know what I mean? So it's not too far fetched, unless they bring out Hangman Page or some shit, and that would be crazy. That'd be an odd twist.
I mean, MJF could be in that faction. They both have a fetish for scarves.
That's true. And then we're also looking at like, this is being announced for the TV. This is under the assumption that Chris Jericho may or may not be the heavyweight champion.
Oh, this is true. Because Hangman Page hasn't been announced yet.
Right. And they haven't had their title match yet. So that I think that's just a cliffhanger to see what's gonna fall out after All Out. Damn, that rhymed. But anyways, we'll see how that goes. And I'm thinking they're probably going to continue a flow from there, unless they just keep feuding with the Lucha Bros. But then again, when you had at least one, they had a match. They had one match with them, so they're still trying to kick out that feud with it, and that's a long feud to be having.
That's
Over
true, but
years.
it's not like they're doing it every single week. It's spread apart into like months at this point, anyway.
True. Yeah, that's true. Because they haven't started on TV yet, and then watch. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But looking forward to it. Looking forward to see who the two partners are going to be.
Any early calls on who's going to be the first women's champion?
My first guess would be Britt Baker. Before she got her ass handed. But at this point, unless they give it to Brandy, watch the first champion be Brandy. Woo! That would be a bet.
That's just asking for heat. In all honesty.
That's the point?
Yeah.
Isn't that the point?
That's true. Because at this point, it seems like she's the only one kind of abusing her power.
In a sense. So why wouldn't they go that route?
That's true.
Unless the crowd is treating her as a face, which I don't think they are, but
they could go. They could make Kenny Omega happy and go with Shino or Riho. Yeah, Riho.
True.
Continuing that trend of Japanese champions that's been it's been all the craze in the last couple of years.
Or unless they go with the librarian. Blue Pants, the librarian.
I would not be mad at that. I love Blue Pants.
I know she was so over in NXT. So
and she's over,
and she's pretty solid. She's a solid wrestler, so it's not like she's slack. Yeah.
Yeah. Throw away all the librarian gimmicky stuff. She's a solid wrestler. She's a hell of a hand as well.
Yeah.
Who else could? They could go Awesome Kong. That would make sense.
They could, but I feel like that they're going with that the whole way that they did with, like, I could see them going the route like they did with Nia and Alexa. Where Brandy's more like an abuser of her and just using her just because she's got size and so.
Yeah, that's true, but let's face it. Britt Baker is essentially the figurehead of the women's division in AEW.
True.
If she was to be it would be really good if she became the first champion to carry it. But you also have to go on the other spectrum of who wins against Chris Jericho and Hangman Page. Is their first champion going to be a heel or a baby face? Motherfucker.
Well, I can see Jericho winning and going into this as a heel, and I guess Omega starting the chase. But we don't know how they're going to go as far as like rematch clauses, all that. So it's a lot. It's a lot of brand new stuff to delve in. But
yeah. So what I'm getting at is if Jericho wins, your first champion's a heel. And
yep.
Do you want your first women's champion to also be a heel? And then if the Dark Order wins the tag team champions, then you have all heels as the champions, and then the babyface chases them, and then they have a $5,000 check on a pole match. Motherfucker. Babyface come out of the box.
Because they're over when they come out of a box. Um,
Motherfucker.
yeah, I mean, Sheeta, Kylie Ray, Nyla Rose. Watch, that could be a pick. I mean, especially with the whole transgender movement, I could see that one. Um, they
Not
got Penelope Ford and Sadie Gibbs,
not trying to
Yeah,
disparage
Brit's the face.
Nyla
Brit's the face.
Rose, but I don't think it's a good company aspect to have your first women's quote unquote women's champion be transgender. That's just my
But I think
opinion.
that, but I think that would get a bigger buzz than maybe Britt Baker, just on a social aspect. But
If WWE did it, yeah, the internet would probably explode, but this is AEW, not as many eyeballs on it. At least not yet.
that would be a thing to get eyeballs on it, whether it's good or bad. But we'll see what happens because we're looking at all eyes are Britt Baker.
Yep.
That seems to be the quote unquote favorite, but we'll see how it goes as far as like who they're even gonna pick, how they're gonna do it. Is it gonna be a Royal Rumble? Which hell, goddamn, we knows how the others go, but but yeah, we'll see how it goes with the women's side of it.
In
It's
all
gonna be
honesty, Coleco, the way we've been predicting the outcome of matches, Yano will become the first AEW Women's Champion.
Sonny Kiss will fuck around and win the title.
Yep.
Straight up, and you just be like, all right, fuck it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm kind of gonna take a break from the predicting biz after that.
Next, a little piece of news. Maria Canales became the first pregnant 24/7 World Heavyweight Champion. That sounds pretty historic in some manners, but then Drake Mavericks, of all people, pinned her. Pinned the pregnant lady for the championship. Yeah.
Ain't no shame in his game.
He actually tweeted, I have no remorse, I have no shame, I have no regrets. I pinned a pregnant woman, and I'd do it again if I had to.
Yes. To which his wife replied, so you are on top of a pregnant lady for 3 seconds and you haven't even been on top of me yet. This is the goal. That is the most savage response I've ever heard in my life, yo. Look, Drake Maverick, and the way that he brought his wife into it, it's just, he's gold, man. That dude is gold. And it just shows you, like, because he's been like this in Impact, but now you see him doing it on something that has a bigger outreach media wise, and the crowd has just ate this shit up to the point where we're gonna see that title and Drake and R-Truth and all them at SummerSlam. It's a fucking guarantee.
Oh, yeah. And should we probably start taking bets of when Drake Mavericks and his lovely wife get divorced?
Well, it hasn't been consummated yet, so technically it'll be annulled.
Oh. Okay, so it's going to be annulled.
Yeah, it could be annulled due to lack of no consummation of marriage. Especially the way he's going to be like, oh yeah, because she's going to be like, I want a divorce. He's going to be like, no, I want an annulment because I got the receipts online saying that it ain't been consummated.
How's the receipts?
Day 99 still have yet to consummate marriage. Like, yo, it's crazy.
All right. SummerSlam is in a couple of weeks. We're getting super close, but
yes,
the show in Canada is sold out completely. But NXT, Raw, and SmackDown has yet to be sold out or close to. They're starting to give the 2-for-1 special. Not a good sign for WWE, isn't it?
I can see why. I mean, NXT is a little surprising, but then again, NXT usually I don't think they haven't. The card hasn't been built complete yet because last I know, all I know is it's the Street Profits versus
Forgotten Sons.
versus
no,
Undisputed Era.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's the only match that I know of.
Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano 2 out of 3 falls match.
Oh, so it's basically a repeat of what happened in New Orleans. So
it's 3 stages of hell match actually.
Oh, really? They went up the ante on it.
Raising the stakes.
Raising the stakes. So yeah, it's gonna be that card hasn't been completed yet. That makes sense. Raw and SmackDown, I can see it because the fallout. I see it being in Toronto. Toronto, because I always say this: the big fours are always important. Big fours those will always sell out no matter what because those are what drove WWE in the first place. Selling packages probably was a bitch considering that you're selling packages and you're asking people to take packages going overseas, and depending whether or not they have their visas and passports and all that shit in order. So it was a tough sell to ask them to come across the border. And there's nothing wrong with Toronto, but Toronto is still Toronto.
Yeah, outside of the United States.
It's still outside of the U.S. and it's still Canada is not you don't get the greatest weather in Canada. So
they have 1 week of summer.
So, I mean, I can see it making sense, and that could be a justification that they use to go, hey, this is why we keep it in the States because of the fact that, hey, this is why we can't get our fans to come across the pond. Because it's easier for everybody else to come here to the States than it is probably for the people to leave the States. Because most people are not going to leave their comfort zone.
I disagree with that in the sense of when we went to Survivor Series weekend, I only first and foremost I only went to NXT and Survivor Series. I didn't go to Raw and SmackDown afterwards. Generally more on the reasons of not only is it expensive, and odds are you're not going to get as good of a show as Survivor Series or NXT, but also, and you could confirm this. It's really hard to go to 4 events in a row.
It's hard to go to 4 events in a row from Saturday to Tuesday. It's easier when it's going to be from Friday to Monday, because this is where it's going to be interesting when they go to Fox and it flips to Fridays. And I'm wondering how the package is going to be going from a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, then a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Are they going live on Friday, or are they going to tape it on Tuesday and air it on Friday like they've always done?
No, because Fox wants it live.
That's interesting.
So I wouldn't think that they would want them to tape it. I think the whole reason they gave them $1 billion is under the impression, bitch, you're taping it. You're not taping it. That would be mine, because the first SmackDown in LA is live, or there's going to be in LA in October is live. So it makes sense So I would think the expectation is that it's going to be live. And I think it would be easier And I think it's easier to sell a package going Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which is a weekend and Monday, rather than a weekend into the midweek, if that makes sense. Because one thing you notice with the packages, people always go Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday, but they never go to the Tuesday show
This is true.
because it's always that inconvenience of the middle of the week. Unless you're heavily dedicated, you know what I mean? So I think them going on Friday actually helps them out because it gets people hyped for SmackDown and then hyped for the end. Because technically, Friday you're getting a fallout, or not a fallout. Yeah, you're getting the last show, so you're getting to go home and
Yeah.
the fallout all in one weekend. So I think that makes better sense.
You have something there. And I think it's definitely going to be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, it is because I'm thinking the packages for Houston are coming soon. They should be there already, and then Mania packages are not that far around the corner. I mean, they've been selling them later and later, but usually October, November is when the packages pop in. So that'll tell us everything.
In other news, WWE canceled this weekend's, this today actually, it canceled this weekend's SmackDown Live event due to what is believed to be low ticket sales in Bowling Green, Kentucky. The reportedly the ticket sales were less than 1,000 tickets sold.
Mm,
Not good for
that
WWE. You can't sell
not
out
good.
Kentucky. I mean, shit.
Yeah, not good. But I think it's I don't know. I don't. Well, the problem, but to me, that is that like even though like they try to say SmackDown and Raw is equal, the way the talent pool is distributed shows you it's not equal. Granted, Raw has a 3 hour show, so of course they're going to have more talent. But I mean, I would think at least distribute the talent to give people to give the people the talent pool to make them want to go, right?
True. I actually read actually,
So
that
that would be my thing.
Kofi Kingston and Seth Rollins are two of the uh, lowest revenuing champions in company history. Kofi Kingston is in like the bottom five, and Seth Rollins is a little higher, but they're not making money. They did not make money with Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston.
But with Kofi Kingston, I don't think it was more. It wasn't more of the money. I think it was more of the social change for WWE rather than money. Because I mean, people could always say they're sick of Kofi shit and blah 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 blah. But me personally, it's not sickening to me because as a black man, to see that guy be a champion after going through my lifetime, having other than The Rock, who's half black, but okay, we'll put him to the side. But when you're having like a bunch of like solid wrestlers that are African American not having that opportunity, R-Truth could have made a case to be a champion, a WWE champion. He's a former NWA champ, so it ain't out the realm. You know what I mean? Coco Beware could have had a choice, a case to be a champion. Junkyard Dog had a case to be a champion. So to me, yeah, true, but like I said, but socially, aesthetically, I mean, Hogan didn't need the belt for 4 years.
Of course he did. He was Hulk Hogan, brother.
No, he didn't. He didn't need that shit.
So let me tell you something, brother. You want Coco Beware to go over on the Hulkster? That don't work for me, brother.
No. I think more Junkyard Dog than Coco Beware. I think JYD could have got over it. Coco Beware, but Coco Beware, he was a tough son of a bitch. I will say that. But yeah, to me, I mean, just distribute the talent pool evenly. I mean, because SmackDown always been seen as the show for like the up and comers.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be the wrestling show, but other than the New Day, Bailey, other than the New Day and Bailey and Roman, who else do you have? Yeah, he's a solid wrestler. Was Randy Orton wrestling that weekend?
I don't think he was.
See, that's my point. So
I don't think Randy Orton comes out to Bowling Green, Kentucky.
His ass better. Shit. But then again, he's at that point where like shit, he don't need it. He's good. So that's my point. Like
if they pay him enough, I suppose, but
you gotta distribute.
He got that Hulk Hogan schedule.
I know, right? But that's my point. Like distribute that talent pool to the people who are willing to go on the road and do that and fill up the seats. Like ain't nothing else we could do with that, but it's not a good look. I'll be the first to say that.
No, definitely not. All right, let's get into our main event. We are wrestling with the New Japan G1 Climax tournament. We are night 9. A block action coming at you. First match of the card. Kota Ibushi defeated Lance Archer in 11 minutes and 42 seconds with the Kamigoye.
Kind of what we expected. I mean, Lance came out so hot, and then Mr. Freeze got his ass because he's just been cold. That's ice. So I guess I gave him the win in his hometown in Dallas, and we're like, okay, that was your G1, buddy.
That's true. He's not winning matches as of right now, but he's having strong performances against top guys like Kota Ibushi and we'll get to later Okada. They're billing him as a monster, and in these matches you see he's a monster. So he might not be winning the matches, but he's giving strong performances.
I think they got him in the Juice Robinson role last year, like that, and not in the sense where Juice was complaining, "Woe is me," blah blah blah, but in the sense of he's taking his lumps, learning when because you can make the argument he blew out his energy and his focus mainly probably on the first night, considering it was in Dallas, his hometown. The hype was there, so on and so forth. So it's like he's taking his lumps, learning that like it's a marathon and not a sprint.
Possibly. Kota Ibushi is at 3 wins and 2 losses. He's currently sitting 6 points. Lance Archer is at 2 wins, 3 losses at 4 points.
That third loss, he's out, so he's gone. It's hard to come back after 3 losses. Just
next matchup, Will Ospreay defeated Bad Luck Fale in 9 minutes and 8 seconds by disqualification. Will Ospreay is at 2 wins, 3 losses, 4 points. Bad Luck Fale is at 1 win, 3 losses, 2 points.
Another bad outing for Fale. He's eliminated too. So I just don't know. Point. Yeah, Ospreay's at this point is eliminated too, but I just don't know what they're doing with Fale, man. He's usually so consistent with his with his performance in the G1, he's usually that guy that'll get 10, 12 points and you don't even see it. I don't know what he's trying to I don't know how he's going to find his groove. I don't know if he's trying to get his groove back, but we'll see.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like Lance Archer took the position of monster of the block. Maybe if he would have been in B block, it would have been better for him, just in the sense of distributing the big guys. But I don't know. It's just not there for him this year.
I think they were probably giving him that, considering that his partner is no longer in the motherfucker. So, I
And
mean,
Will Ospreay, no shocker on either of our parts, considering he's at 3 losses. I think the shocker is that he has 2 wins.
true. And considering that one of them is against Bad Luck Fale.
Well, let's just say this. Bad Luck Fale didn't lose to Will Ospreay. Bad Luck Fale lost to himself.
Got disqualified.
Yeah.
True. But, I mean, 2 points is 2 points is 2 points.
As Bad Luck Fale would say it, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Next match, Evil defeated Zack Sabre Jr. in 16 minutes with everything is evil. He's currently sitting 3 wins, 2 losses, 6 points. Zack Sabre is at 1 win, 4 losses, 2 points. Another guy at 2 points, man.
And I'm pretty sure you're happy that goddamn he's even at 2 points. I know you're happy Sabre Jr.'s at 2 points. I know you are. So.
Oh, yes. It fills my heart with absolute delight.
I'm just trying to make sure you don't cut a backflip out there trying to, like, express your joy.
Oh, no, that's why I'm sitting in bed today. I pulled something.
But, I mean, Evil kind of still in the running. We'll see where it goes. Sabre obviously is out. Like, yep. It's just, yeah, he's gone. It's no sense. Next match. We are.
Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated Sonata in 18 minutes and 7 seconds with the high fly flow. Tanahashi's at 3 wins, 2 losses, 6 points. Sonata's at 1 win, 4 losses, 2 points. This is your guy, man.
I know. I don't know what they're doing with this guy, man. What the fuck? Like, I thought he would have a nice tournament to build off that quarterfinal, that semifinal Japan Cup, and it's just not happening for him. I mean, he's having good matches, but it's just he's on the short end of those sticks, man. He's practically eliminated. There's no sense of even putting it out there. He's gone. Tanahashi, after we thought he was broke for dead, look at him trying to make a little comeback in there. So, I mean,
hashtag prayers for Tanahashi.
So we'll see how it goes for the ace.
You know what? The thing that bothered me about this match, Tanahashi did not hit one high fly flow since January. The knees always went up after the second high fly flow. Sonata could not get his freaking knees up, and Tanahashi took it belly to belly and lost the fucking match. I was thinking, what the hell are you doing, Sonata?
I think personally he's at this point he's probably like, fuck it. I've been losing this long. Might as well fuck it. How lower can you get for this guy?
He could be 0 wins.
He could be, but he might as well be shit.
Yeah.
Like, let's. Right. At this point, it's like it's a fluke. Shit.
the match we talked about a little bit last week, Kazuchika Okada defeated Kenta in 26 minutes and 53 seconds with the Rainmaker. Okada's a perfect 5 wins with 10 points. Kenta goes to 4-1 with 8 points.
We talked about this match. We said that this match was for the block. Personally, or at least I thought it was. Kenta, as much as he's getting wins, the crowd is not liking this guy.
No, they are not.
It's safe to say, right? I'm pretty sure everyone took joy that the guy who couldn't get out of 205 Live took his first L to the Rainmaker. And, or as I call him at this point, Okanos, as a twist between Thanos and his name, Okada, because he's basically eliminating half the field by his goddamn self with the snap of his finger.
With a snap of his fingers.
Mm.
Boom.
Boom. They should aim for the head.
I am inevitable.
He practically is in this block. Jesus Christ. So he goes to 10 points. He's the first guy at 10 points. That goes good for him. I mean, it's almost looking like he's practically moonwalking to the finals. At this point, I don't see Sonata winning. I don't. I'm just being honest right now. Considering Okada basically is the best wrestler in the world, and he's only 31, and he's just in his prime, killing it. And I don't see anyone demolishing him. I think he might get a perfect record. I wouldn't put it past him. Straight to the finals, at least.
What I love about Kenta is that they said, we'll give you Kota Ibushi. Yeah, you could beat him. He's the Janetti of the Golden Lovers. We'll give you Tanahashi. His spine's about to come out of his ass. We'll give you Evil. He's a emo goth guy. But no, you're not getting Okada. No Rainmaker for you.
No Rainmaker. There's only there's only so high you can go.
Yeah. And
so high.
It just goes to show you what they think of Kenta at this point. It would have been interesting if Moxley was in the same block as Okada.
We'll get to that because I think it's going to be them two in the finals.
Yeah. And that brings us to night 10. 10. 10. 10.
10. 10. Or Spears.
Copyright infringement. Copyright infringement.
Hey, we're trying not to get sued here, man.
Yeah. Hiroki Goto defeated Toru Yano in 1 minute and 42 seconds with a Goto-style roll-up. Goto's had 2 wins, 3 losses, 4 points. Toru Yano's had 2 wins, 3 losses, 4 points.
The fact that they gave him a bone against the guy who's having the G1 of his life tells you where Goto is. Next match.
Juice Robinson lost to Tomohiro Ishii in 17 minutes 54 seconds with a brainbuster. Juice Robinson's at 3 wins, 2 losses, and 6 points. Tomohiro is at 3 wins, 2 losses, 6 points. Honestly, a really good match on both guys' part.
Oh, yeah, because Ishii's always solid. And like we said, even with Juice having 2 losses, we're basically saying he's probably the most improved out of this group in the G1, personally.
Honestly, you could say he's doing better than a lot of the veterans at this point. I mean, at on night 10, Goto's at 4, Yano's at 4. A lot of these guys are at 4 points. If Tetsuya Naito is at 4 points at this point,
True.
and Jay White's at 4.
Four. So
Yeah,
yeah, he's doing better. But I would just say he's the most improved just from a wrestling standpoint. Like we've been saying this like ever since he lost to Mox. It's just like a switch hit, but I feel like this is the juice that where he feels like he wants to be. Um, he's still, there's always room. He's gonna say that there's like you can improve or whatever. But to me, I really like this juice. Like he's bringing fight, and he's not like trying to be the poor man Dusty Rhodes like he used to be, like with the shucking and jiving and so on and so forth. Uh, he's that guy. Is getting when he gets to business, he's getting to business. I mean, it's not a bad loss. Two L's. It's hard for him to come back, but he's still in the mix.
yeah. You know, sidebar here. Somebody on Reddit posted about AEW where they say that wins and losses are gonna matter and statistics and all that hot shit. And he was saying like the losses are more important than the wins because it's how those people respond to those losses. And he
Yep.
used Juice Robinson as an example. He said he lost to John Moxley, and that kind of destroyed him. But now you see him in this G1, and you could honestly see him as a main event player.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that because it seems like that loss got him to the point because he was always wondering if he could get his shit together and if he could hang. He was always on that fence, and I think he felt good about himself, seeing himself hanging and being the U.S. champion and floating in the water, and then someone came and then the snap of a finger just crashed his whole world.
Was it
And it
Okada
shows
knows?
the Okanos.
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 I got it.
but yeah, it ruined his world and in the resilience of him having this like G1. I think this is probably the best juice stretch I've seen ever. Even going back to CJ Parker.
Yeah. And you know, the same could be said about Okada. He lost to Omega, he lost the belt, he lost his mania, he lost 1 month straight of matches.
He
Uh,
lost Gato.
he lost Gato. Yeah. He lost everything. And you know, what did it cost you? Everything. But now, like then they build him back up to where he won the New Japan Cup. People were happy to see him at Tokyo Dome. People were happy to see him at Madison Square Garden. And they essentially revived his career in some senses by having him lose all those matches.
Yeah. It's almost like this. It's the same thing that happened with Omega, where he was like on top of the world, being the U.S. champion, having his gang with him, and then Cody goes a little too far, and he loses the club, and he loses. He's arguing with the Young Bucks, losing the Bucks, and still trying to get back with his friend, and still trying to chase the title. He lost everything, but that got him to where he was finally ready to beat Okada. So it's funny how New Japan tells that dimension story. Same thing with Naito. Like I love how New Japan does that. Like say what you want. Like to me, they do that better than any other company. The fact of seeing someone on top hitting rock bottom and then coming back up, because it gives you that empathy. It makes you feel sorry for them, and it makes the crowd and it makes the people want to see him get back on his feet.
And they do it with a lot less TV time that a WWE would have.
Yes, that is definitely true.
Alright, let's get off this sidebar and back on track with Jeff Cobb defeated Tai Chi in 12 minutes and 30 seconds with 12 of the islands. Jeff Cobb's at 2 wins, 3 losses, 4 points. Tai Chi's at 2 wins, 3 losses, 4 points.
Uh, Pretty okay match. Tai Chi's having a G1 of his life too. It's like everyone's having their best G. It's like everyone's having their best G1 this
Except
year,
the top guys.
except the motherfuckers who's supposed to be there, right? So,
Damn it,
I
you were supposed to
mean,
win this match.
you know what I mean? Like, yo, it's just like supposed to win this match. Why the fuck you lose? You're supposed to lose this match. Why the fuck you win? So yeah, it's just
Yep.
it's just weird how life is, man.
Next match, Shingo Takagi lost to Jay White in 19 minutes and 26 seconds with the Blade Runner. Shingo is at 2 wins, 3 losses, 4 points. Jay White's at 2 wins, 3 losses, 4 points. So Jay's getting up there, even though he dropped Dre at the beginning. And
Yeah,
Shingo continues to have really, really good matches, but no Shigami.
yeah. I mean, but him going from light to heavy, he's learning. It's a difference, motherfucker. There's weight classes for a reason. Like he's learning real quick. There's weight classes for a reason, motherfucker.
But he's doing
he's
extensively
doing
better than Will Ospreay at this point.
yeah, he's doing great. Yeah, and but I also say Will Ospreay had the neck injury, so it's a little bit different. I think Takage is more technically sound than Will Ospreay. Well, there's no difference. He is more technically sound
And
than
more
Will Ospreay,
powerful, possibly
and he's got
better
power.
looking.
Right, so he could have the power to dish out the hits. I just think the body taking the hits, and this is not a bad L for him. I mean, a former heavyweight champion, Jay White, later the Bullet Club. So, and it gets him in the mix. I think the B block is probably the most. I'm not gonna say diverse, but more even. It's like any given night, anybody could beat anybody.
At this point, I agree with you. It's more unpredictable.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Next, next match, Tetsuya Naito lost to John Moxley in 16 minutes 41 seconds with the Death Rider. Naito's at 2 wins, 3 losses, 4 points. Moxley's at a perfect 5 with 10 points. Yeah, winner of the B block right here.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, when you beat Ishii and Naito, you're practically there. It's Takagi. He basically beat. I mean, his hard part is over. Like that was the rough end of that. Not saying Jay White and Juice are pushovers, but that schedule was a brutal schedule when you look at it, and he came through clean, like 10 points, and they got a rocket to his ass. So it's almost like it's his to lose at this point.
And what shocked me was that this was an old school Naito match. Naito put on the Tranquilo 2016 Naito that was on that hell of a roll. He gave him everything he had, and he still lost.
True. I mean, it. That's why I said. That's why I was like, this says a lot about how they treat their talent. Not even how they treat their talent, or how they compare their talent to this guy. Because man, he. I mean, not saying that he ran through him with ease, but he ran through him. So that's the killer for me. I think that's the biggest takeaway for me. Like they got a fucking rocket ship because he's going to the moon. He's going to the moon.
That's it's true, but
Because he's beat like every top guy with the exception of Okada and
and
Tanahashi.
Tanahashi, yeah.
Yeah, so other than those two, and unless one of those two come out the block, which we're thinking Okada, it's looking like a it's looking like a Moxley Okada match.
And in terms of crowd reaction, he's getting. It seems like the crowd is responding to him a lot. Well,
Mm-hmm.
like they're happy to see him. And on the opposite side of the spectrum, they really don't want Kenta in the company or Dale, which I find a little interesting.
True. I, but it's a little different in the sense that Mox is, even though he's going as Mox, he's more of that household name than Kenta, even though Kenta's been known. But I don't know how Japanese wrestling fans look. I don't know if they look down on Noah. I don't know how they look down on. I don't know if they look down on Dragon Gate or Noah, so on and so forth. But I mean, they're treating him like they did Naito 10 years ago, damn near.
And Naito is a product of New Japan. Just putting that out there.
Right, and they're giving him it. At least he's getting a reaction because if he walks out and they don't do anything, then that's a big problem.
Yeah. All right, night 11. Kota Ibushi defeated Bad Luck Fale in 9 minutes and 27 seconds with the Kamagoye. Kota is at 4 wins, 2 losses, 8 points. Bad Luck Fale is at 1 win, 5 losses, 2 points.
Bushi's still in the mix. He's not eliminated yet. Fale's been done. So next.
Yeah. Oh, and the undercard of this on night 11, John Moxley and Shooto Uno who took on Yano Toro and Ren Narita. And John Moxley mugged the ring announcer, took 5,000 yen from him, and bought the DVD Yano was selling him.
Yes. He shows that he could be hokey when he wants to. But
And it ended with Yano taking the victory, taking the DVD, and taking the money. So Mox was out of DVD.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Like he went to the plug and the plug crossed him. Tisk
bastard.
tisk tisk.
Yeah.
Bastard.
Alright. Will Ospreay lost to Zack Sabre Jr. in 20 minutes and 2 seconds with hurrah! Another year surely this will be better than the last. The example Mark's progress will lead us to all to happiness. Will Ospreay's at
Yeah.
2 wins, 4 losses, 4 points. Zack Sabre's at 2 wins, 4 losses, 4 points.
Both eliminated. It does nothing for either. Next.
Well, I just like to say that I hate both guys. I don't like Will Ospreay, don't like Zack Sabre. I don't think Will Ospreay belongs in the G1, and It was kind of a mixed reaction for me. Who do I really, who do I hate less at this point?
I think you had to wish the ring blew up with both of them inside.
Okanos with the snap of his finger.
Okanos just disintegrated everybody.
Damn. Kazuchika Okada defeated Lance Archer in 14 minutes and 15 seconds with the Rainmaker. Perfect 6 points, 12 points. Lance Archer, 2 wins, 4 losses, 4 points. Another
You mean
impressive,
Okanos?
true, but it was an impressive outing for Lance Archer. He did a old school into a backflip onto Okada.
Oh yeah, he showed his ass off. I mean, at that point, like the people who's facing Okada at this point know that the only way they could get a title shot is by beating him. So they're gonna give it their all at this point. So I expect no different from Archer pulling out like every trick in his fucking book. But Okanos is inevitable.
Yeah, pretty much.
And with that win, he eliminated half the fucking block. Like, that is the crazy part. He eliminated half,
Yeah,
bro. Like,
yeah.
crazy. He eliminated half the block by himself, which shows you, damn, he is in a zone right now.
It's the crowd seems to be responding to him. He seems to be really, really over. So they already pushed him to the moon. It's time to go to Mars at this point, I think.
Shit, Mars, he might be going to Pluto, and that ain't even a planet anymore.
Might be going home to Titan.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. He's on another galaxy at this point.
The next match, Kenta lost to Sonata in 16 minutes and 10 seconds with a backflip off the top rope. Kenta's at 4 wins, 2 losses, 8 points. Sonata's at 2 wins, 4 losses, 4 points.
I'm happy for Sonata, but I think this is more about Kenta losing than Sonata winning. But I'm pretty sure I know the crowd was happy as fuck when Sonata pissed out of himself.
Oh, hell yeah.
Matter. So it doesn't even matter at this point. Everybody's just happy Kenta taking the L's at this point.
Next match, Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated Evil in 23 minutes and 2 seconds with the high fly flow. 4 wins, 2 losses, 8 points. Evil's at 3 wins, 3 losses, 6 points. Evil technically still in there, but yeah,
It's gonna be
tough. Didn't help.
Yeah, it didn't help. I mean, we already said it. Okanos then eliminated Archer, Osprey, Sonata, Sabre, and Fale. The only ones that are left are Kenta, Tanahashi, and Ibushi. And Evil's like he's literally on his last lifeline.
Okada would have to lose all 3 matches in order for Evil to be considered to win.
Pretty much. And that's a tall task to ask, considering that he's already at 12. So he could draw all of these and still win. So.
All right, we are on night 12. Jeff Cobb defeated Shingo Takagi in 12 minutes and 27 seconds with Tour of the Islands. Cobb's had 3 wins, 3 losses, 6 points. Shingo's had 2 wins, 4 losses, 4 points. I was upset about this. I thought this was a winnable match for Shingo.
True, but I feel like this was Cobb coming back. Cobb getting his groove back. It's almost like how can I put it? You remember how like basketball games where the game was blowed out and some people would do really, really good in garbage time? That's what it feels like with Jeff Cobb at this point.
He gets
No
it done when
offense.
it
He's
doesn't matter.
right. Gets it done when it did matter. And it's like, I mean, at least he's saving face and he's getting groove and a good experience. It's going to be interesting to see how they go with him if he even comes back to the G1 next year because he was the most out of left field entrant I've ever seen in the G1. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Next match, Toriano defeated, and I repeat, he defeated Jon Moxley in 5 minutes and 8 seconds by countout. Yano's at 3 wins, 3 losses, 6 points. Moxley's at 5 wins, 1 loss, 10 points. What the fuck?
Can we just say this is the biggest win upset of the fucking tournament? Like we thought Yano beating Naito was the upset.
Yo,
Nah,
you spoke too soon. You spoke too soon.
I spoke way too soon. But this is crazy. Of all the people for him to get, how many weeks we were going, oh yeah, he should. It's not bad for him to lose to Ishii. Oh, it's not bad for him to lose to Gaji. It's not bad for him to lose to Naito. And he loses to Toru Yano. Yano has like 2 title shots waiting on him by the time he leaves his fucking tournament.
Oh,
He basically won his G1. He basically won life right now.
You know what? If he doesn't win the G1, he's set. He got 2 title matches. He got what he needed out of the tournament.
He got damn sure what he needed. Toru Yano could be your IWGP United States and Intercontinental Champion simultaneously. Let that sink in, folks.
Yeah, Naito wanted to be Intercontinental and IWGP. Yano will be the first ever Intercontinental United States.
Yes, so it's possible at this point.
Yeah.
And at this point, that's his tournament. He doesn't. Shit, it don't even matter at this point. The fact that he came out with 2 title shots is a win.
You know, when we talk about Okada having a fantastic tournament, this was the year of Yano. This was Yano's tournament.
The year them DVDs finally paying off. Yep. All that hustling finally paid off.
Yep.
And it's not even the fact that he lost. It's just the way that he lost. The fact he got taped. The fact that he let Mox got distracted. And it just, and Umino tried to help him, and Yano somehow tied them both together and jumped in the fucking ring. It's just everything. Like, it was like Murphy's Law. What could go wrong for Moxley went wrong for Moxley.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. This whole tournament's been very unpredictable. So I don't know why a Yano over Moxley match surprised me so much.
I'll put it this way. The tournament overall has been... You're right about that. But this block has been the most unpredictable block ever, period. Point blank, period. Period. Like, Jesus. And you know what? We were going into it, and I was like, oh, yeah. The A block is stacked. And I'm looking at this B block and going, no, I lied. This B block has been fucking crazy.
Speaking of crazy, Juice Robinson lost to Tetsuya Naito in 13 minutes 47 seconds with a Destino. Yeah, I think we're back to reality at this point. So yeah, things make sense again.
Yeah, it made sense for Naito, that's for sure. Juice, he kind of needed this one just to keep pace. It would have been very interesting if Juice beats Naito and him at 8 points and Mox at 10, which kind of gives you that showdown on the last night. But by by Naito winning, he's still in that mix, and that's the good thing. Because in the B block, you got, I mean, Taichi and Takagi is out, but the rest, everyone else is still in. Because White's got 6, Goto's got 6, Cobb's got 6, Naito's got 6, Yano's got 6, Ishii got 6, Juice got 6, and Moxley there with 10. So, and Mox, he still got Jay White, and he's still got Juice. So it's not far fetched to him to go back into that pack.
And it's just worth noting that this was Juice Robinson's best outing against Naito. The last two matches that they wrestled, Naito completely destroyed him.
Oh
And
yeah,
like you could legitimately see Juice Robinson winning this match. But in all honesty, you couldn't see him winning those last two I just touched on.
yeah, and that just shows you how improved, how much he's improved in this short span.
Yeah. Taichi lost to Jay White in 15 minutes and 7 seconds with the Blade Runner. Taichi's at 2 wins, 4 losses, 4 points. Jay White's at 3 wins, 3 losses, 6 points. This was a
Yep.
Cheetos Delights match, wasn't it?
Yep. Uh, Taichi's done, so um, Jay White needed it, and after losing 3, and we're thinking he's done, he's still in the pack, and it didn't help for Mox to lose because everyone's still after him, and if he beats Mox, and by him beating Juice, or did he beat Juice?
No, he didn't beat Juice yet.
No, he did beat Juice. Have they been wrestled yet? Not yet,
No, not yet.
right?
No.
So if he beats Mox and Juice, he basically could win the block.
Yeah. That goes to what I've been saying. That's what I'm hoping for. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that is true. Your guy's a lot closer than mine. My guy ran into Okanos. I didn't think he was gonna get the gauntlets, and I didn't think he was gonna get the gauntlet and the stones and just start disintegrating his block. But Jesus, but yeah, it just shows
Hey,
you
your
like,
dog didn't get his Stormbreaker yet.
man, please, it's done, it's done,
Yeah.
it's done. But in this one, the block is still wide open, just with that loss, and Jay White needed it, so I think 14 will get you here. I think 14. No, I say 12. 12. I say 12.
It
I
can
don't know.
be 12 because Moxley is 1 win away from 12. So 14 is kind of 14, 15 maybe?
Well, for the rest with 6, it would have to be 12.
Yeah.
They would, like, for Robinson, he would have to get to 12 and get the tiebreaker. And same for Jay White. He would have to get to 12 and get the tiebreakers.
Yeah, you're right.
So if he wins, he would have to win all 3, and that would give him 12. And he's got the head to heads over the top 2, which spreads him up.
In all honesty, the biggest match of Jay White's G1 is against Moxley at this point.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, yes. But I would say depending on how that schedule goes. Because if Moxley's first, then yeah. If it's against Juice, I think that one's important to get that momentum to Moxley.
Yeah. Next match, Tomohiro Ishii lost to Hiroki Goto in 18 minutes and 1 second with the GTR. Tomohiro is at 3 wins, 3 losses, 6 points. Goto's at 3 wins, 3 losses, 6 points.
What the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Just when we think we write Goto off, he beats Ishii. Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, we don't know what the hell we're talking about. This just goes to show predictions don't mean shit because it's just like, bah.
Well, it's not like I don't see it as that unpredictable. Like, not Goto is a good wrestler, and this is kind of like what you would expect from Goto. Not like, losing to fucking Taichi at this point.
That's my point.
Yeah,
Like, lose a Taichi and then beat him. It like we said, to me that was unpredictable. Because to me, if you gonna lose to him, you might as well just go into the ring and just don't come back.
yeah, it's time to retire,
Like,
Majojo Goto.
and sidebar, as we were talking about Jay White, next match, John Moxley.
Yep.
There's his G1 right there, staring him in the face.
If he could actually get that win over Mox, then it keeps that B block open, and you get a United States Championship opportunity.
That is true. I think, and you know what's funny? Like, this is the first one that I know in a while. There's been very few draws. Like, no draws, actually.
At
It's
least not
been
yet.
definitive. Yeah, not yet. So it's been definitive as like separating the pack. So it's an interesting time right now
And we've only
that
had
B block.
one. Actually, we've had 2 count-out victories and 1 disqualification.
Yeah, so it's not like it's been everything's been people getting beat straight up. And for my boy sidebar, Sonata's G1 is tonight against the Okanos. So we'll find out over the weekend how this is going to play out for both our boys.
Yeah. It's definitely going to, this next week of G1, this is, like, we've been saying, we've been saying, like, this match is going to determine it. This match is determining it. Like, at this point, well, the last night will determine it, the way it's been going.
Well, for the B block, depending on how it goes, like certain matches we've been looking at, they've been inflection points, we could say. Like Kenta versus Tanahashi just told you how Kenta would do in the tournament. Or like Naito versus Moxley was an inflection point on how well he could do in the tournament. Same with the Ishii. Or Juice Robinson getting these straight wins was like an inflection point on how he would do in the tournament. I think A block is set.
Yep.
We already got that. Okada's, I don't see him. Even if he loses all 3, like he's holding tiebreakers over, and it's against everyone who's technically eliminated. So like he's got Sonata, he's got Evil, and then he's got Ibushi. Out of those 3, Ibushi's the only one that could possibly make a run at it.
I
So to
disagree with
me,
that.
that block.
Evil's beaten Okada before and in the G1.
But I'm just saying for the block, I don't see
Oh, for the
him
block.
coming
Yeah,
back
yeah, you're right.
for the block. So I can see him drawing or losing, but to me, he's got it wrapped. The B block is a little bit more unpredictable. I think the B block is going to go down to the final night because when you look at it, everyone like Naito, like the final night, you got Naito versus Jay White, Goto versus Tagachi. Tagachi's eliminated. Yano versus Cobb. Ishii versus Taichi. Taichi's eliminated.
Yeah.
Juice versus Moxley. So those could be set. Those are setters
I
like
think
for
Juice
tiebreak.
and Moxley, oh, no, Naito and White are the two definitive matches of that block. All those matches you would just said.
Yeah, the three-way between Juice, White, and Mox.
Yeah.
To me, those yeah, how those three do against each other determines that block.
Yeah, because most of those guys haven't wrestled each other yet, and they're the blockheads.
Yep.
Yep. All right, and that should do it for this edition of Wrestling with Entertainment. If you like the show, please like, subscribe, and comment. It literally takes one moment of your life to push that like button, press that subscribe button. If you want to further discuss and debate G1 climax, where can they find Coleco on Twitter?
On Twitter, I am Coleco. Facebook, Coleco. Instagram, Best of the World. Especially with the wrestling coming up in August, it's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about, and it's going to be fun. And I'm looking forward to talking to everyone, good, bad, and different.
Yeah, defending WWE's honor against AEW.
Oh yeah, not even in AEW. Yep. So, and Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, I don't. Well, we might have Scooter back with us sooner rather than later. He'll defend Impact Wrestling because they have him. He has a job there.
Oh word.
Yeah.
See, there you go. So I
Yeah.
thought he just showed up just for AEW shows.
No, Scooter, I meant.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, Scooter's. Yeah, yeah, that's right, Scooter. I got him confused with Mitch. My bad, Scooter. Don't shoot me.
Yeah.
Don't shoot me.
Yeah. All wrestling companies are represented on Wrestling with Entertainment. Alright. And for my co-host Coleco Yachts, I am James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Boom.